Welcome to a story of mystery, trust, and shadows. Best wishes as you dive into the suspense. The moment I saw her walk back through the door, my heart should have raced with relief. Marissa, my partner for 6 years, the woman whose laughter used to fill every corner of my New York apartment, had vanished for a month without a single word. No calls, no texts, no emails, nothing. I tried every conceivable explanation, convincing myself she had a legitimate reason, a work emergency, a family crisis, anything. But deep down, I knew it was something darker. And now she was here, acting as if everything were normal, smiling as if the past 30 days were nothing but a trivial absence. But there was something in her eyes that chilled me. Not anger, not sorrow, but a strange detachment, a precision in her movements that felt rehearsed. At dinner, she placed the silverware perfectly, sipped her wine in exact increments, and laughed at jokes she didn't even hear. She was Marissa, yes, but someone had sculpted her into a version I didn't recognize. The first warning came 2 days later. An unmarked envelope slid under the apartment door. Inside, a photo of her, taken yesterday, walking down Fifth Avenue. Behind her, almost invisible, a man in a long coat, half hidden by shadows, following her. The message was simple in typed letters. Observe closely. You are next. My hand shook. I wanted to dismiss it as a prank, a coincidence. But the timing, the precision, it was impossible. I confronted Marissa. She blinked, a fraction too slow, before replying. I don't know what you mean. Someone must be messing with you. Her voice was calm, but her gaze flickered toward the window, as if she were calculating an escape route. That's when the second envelope appeared, on my office desk at work. Same handwriting. Another photo. Another shadow. This time, the man was closer. The note read, "Every move you make, they are watching. Trust no one." I couldn't sleep. Every knock at the door, every unfamiliar ring of my phone, set my nerves ablaze. I began following her discreetly, using the city's crowded streets as cover, desperate to find answers. Marissa walked through the streets with the same measured elegance, but always a shadow lingered, sometimes visible, sometimes hiding just at the edge of my vision. Then came the hidden messages. Subtle, almost imperceptible. A lipstick mark on the bathroom mirror, a book left open on a specific page, coffee cups aligned in odd formations. Each seemed innocent alone, but together they formed a pattern, a code meant for someone else. And then it hit me. The messages were not for me. They were for whoever was controlling her, instructing her, testing her. I confronted her again, cornering her in our apartment one rainy evening. Marissa, what is going on? Who is watching you? Who's controlling you? Her eyes widened, not with fear, but with a strange mix of resignation and warning. You don't understand, she whispered. It's bigger than us. If they find out I told you. She froze, staring past me. You have to stop looking, or you'll be next. That night, I couldn't sleep again. Something inside me refused to obey her warning. I needed to know. I installed cameras outside the apartment, traced her phone signals, watched her every movement with a meticulousness I had never known I possessed. And then, the truth began to unfold. Marissa wasn't gone by choice. She had been coerced, watched, and manipulated by an organization whose reach extended far beyond anything I could imagine. Every errand she ran, every casual meeting, had been monitored. The months of silence weren't betrayal, they were survival. But the terrifying part, they were aware of me now. Every step I took, every attempt to uncover their identity, was observed. The final piece fell into place when I received a text from an unknown number. Tomorrow at midnight. Central Park. Alone. Or she dies. My stomach turned. I couldn't tell anyone, police, friends, family. All of them would tip her captors. And so I went. Heart hammering, adrenaline surging. The park was empty, mist curling along the lampposts, casting long, sinister shadows. She emerged from the fog, every movement deliberate, every expression controlled. You shouldn't have come, she said, but her voice cracked slightly, humanity breaking through. Behind her, I caught a glimpse of the shadow. A man in a long coat, far taller than anyone should be. Silent as a predator. He held no weapon, yet the threat was palpable. You need to run, she whispered. Now. But I couldn't. Not when I finally understood. This wasn't a game to torment me emotionally. It was a test, a meticulous psychological experiment designed to measure my loyalty, my instincts, my limits. And now that they had me, the stakes had escalated. In a move that still seems impossible to rationalize, I grabbed her hand and ran, zigzagging through the fog and lamplit paths, hearts pounding in sync. Behind us, the shadow pursued silently, effortlessly, a ghost of threat that never faltered. Then, in a daring, desperate gamble, we split. I doubled back through a hidden walkway, drawing the shadow away, while Marissa vanished into the city's underground tunnels. Hours later, I reunited with her, exhausted, shaken, but alive. The shadow never returned. And in that moment, I realized the truth. The power of fear had bound her, but not me. They could watch, manipulate, test, but they could not break the bond forged in trust, in love, in shared resilience. Marissa collapsed into my arms, tears spilling freely. I thought you'd leave me, she whispered. I kissed her forehead, holding her close. I'll never leave. Not now, not ever. And though the danger had not vanished, though the shadow still lingered somewhere in the city, watching, waiting, we had uncovered something stronger than fear. The ability to see through the manipulation, to act with courage, to reclaim our lives. The game had not ended, but we had learned to play by our own rules. The envelopes stopped after that night. The photos ceased. The shadows vanished. But every time I look into Marissa's eyes, I see both the vulnerability and the strength that the world tried to hide. And I know this. Someone tried to control our lives, to break us. But they underestimated us both. And that is how we survived the unseen eyes, the silent watchers, the tests of loyalty, and the shadows that follow. We survived, and we were free. Together. Best wishes.